Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So I'm sitting down with you guys again to talk about another grad school type video. I made a video recently about my journey to get my MHA in healthcare administration, so I will put that in a card if you're interested in like what my degree is. But I wanted to talk to you guys about how to get into grad school with a low GPA, because I know I had so much anxiety in college when I decided I wanted to go to grad school and I had a pretty low GPA, at least compared to the averages for the programs that I wanted to apply to. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe and leave me a comment down below if you have any questions. I create grad school content all the time, grad school vlogs, everything like that, so I would love for you to stick around. But without further ado, I'm just gonna hop right into it. I have 10 tips for you guys, but let me start with just my little background. So I had a 2.9 something GPA when I was applying to grad school. And I was so scared because all the programs I applied to were like average 3.3, 3.5, 3.8, minimum 3.0. And I was like right on the cusp didn't have the minimum. So I thought I couldn't even apply. I was like, well, I don't have the minimum, so I can't apply. But I'm very thankful that I emailed admissions counselors and I was like, hi, like I have this GPA and I'm really interested in your program, I want to apply. And every single program I emailed said, hey, like the minimum requirement is just basically advice, not actually a requirement. So I was like, okay, well, screw it. I'm gonna apply anyway and see what happens. And everything worked out amazingly. And if it didn't, I don't know where I would be. So I'm very thankful that it did. So my point is, if it says minimum blank, not necessarily true. So let me get right into the tips for you guys on how to go about applying so that you can still go to grad school with your low GPA. So my first tip, kind of like I just told you guys, is email the admissions department separately and make sure that it is still okay you apply with a low GPA. This is for multiple reasons. One, you don't want to waste your time if they're like, we're not even going to look at your application. And two, you want to be on their radar. You want to show that you are extra interested, like, hey, I'm aware of my low GPA, but I love your program and I think would be the perfect next step for me in my career and I really want to apply. So it puts you on their radar, so they're going to be looking out for your application and it shows that you're serious about the program. My second advice for you guys is to actually talk with admissions. So set up a Zoom call. Particularly if it's with faculty that are on the admissions council, that would be super helpful. Have a list of 5 to 8 questions that you want to ask them about the program. And just, again, it puts you on their radar. I had a Zoom meeting with a couple different faculty members, just kind of wanting to learn about their teaching style, wanting to learn more about the program. In reality, I was probing to get my name in their mind, but it is a really great thing to learn about the program, see what you're most interested in, and again, put you on their radar, which is so important. You want to come across serious, dedicated, and ready to learn. Number 3 is get on LinkedIn and start connecting with current students and faculty. Kind of the same thing. You want to have your name out there. You want them to be thinking about you. When your application rolls across onto their desk, you want them to go, okay, yeah, I know her. Connect with them on LinkedIn. You can add a personalized note. Hey, Dr. So-and-so, I am a 2020 applicant for the MHA program. I am so excited about your research and what you're doing with the program. Really hope I get to have you as a professor. Something like that. Make sure they're doing research, actually look into what they're doing, but you want to know a little bit about their background. You want to show that you really are interested in what they are doing. Number 4 is do well on your GRE. This one is probably expected from you guys because the GRE is the entrance test to most grad schools. I honestly don't even know how well I did on mine, but I know I did over the average. So I do think that was important for me that, I didn't meet their minimum GPA requirement, but my GRE was above their average applicant. So I do think that is important. I honestly didn't really study that hard for the GRE because I was in college and I felt like my classes were already preparing it for me. But if you've been out of college for a while or anything like that, I would study and do as good as you can on the GRE. When I say I did better than their average applicant, I think I got 1 point better on every section of the GRE. So you don't have to blow it out of the water, but you do want to prep for it and you do want to be prepared and have a decent grade because you're already coming in with a disadvantage with a low GPA. So try to do better on the GRE. Number 5, and honestly I think this was the most important thing for me, is you need to have a killer personal statement. And in a personal statement you need to have at least 3 sentences on why your GPA is low, especially if it's under the minimum. So for me, it was simple and it was honest. It wasn't because I had a family emergency, no health emergency, nothing like that. My GPA was low and this is pretty much what I wrote. I wrote, going into college, I thought I wanted to be a clinician. I took difficult science classes at my university, which I was not passionate about, and for that reason, I did not perform well in those classes. I did not enjoy the material, I did not enjoy the classes, and it was a little too late when I found my passion for whatever you're applying for. When I found my passion for health administration, I had already taken all these difficult science classes, not done well in them, but as you can see in this class, and this class, and this class, which is relevant to healthcare administration, I performed highly and enjoyed these classes. So let me just do an example sentence for you guys. When I first went to college, I thought I wanted to be a clinician, so I took difficult science classes, which I was not passionate about, and therefore I did not perform well. Once I found my passion for administration, I took classes like statistics and sociology where I got A's. I found my passion, and now this is what I'm excited to do for my career and for the future. Short and simple, honest, addressing the low GPA. You're not just gonna wanna apply and just be like, can we ignore that? Like, no, you're gonna want to address it and be cognizant of your application. My 6th tip is have your personal statement revised at least 3 times with one person. So I had a really great mentor. She was my supervisor in a lab that I worked for. She was amazing. I sent her my personal statement. She sent me back 50 revisions. I did the revisions, I sent it back to her. She sent me back 20 revisions, did the revisions, sent it back to her. 10, you know, we went back and forth like that probably 6 or 7 times. I say at least 3, and from the same person, because, you know, their eyes are gonna be used to what you have written. And then after you and that one person revise it 3 times at least, send it over to one more person and see if they have any revisions for you. This way you are going to guarantee that you have no grammar mistakes, everything makes sense, everything flows, you have everything in there that you need to have. Even if it's your mom, it's your dad, it's your best friend, whoever, you need to have other eyes on your personal statement. Number 7 is have relevant work and volunteer experience, and you can twist this. So for example, say you want to be a veterinarian and you have experience in a financial office. These are 2 very different things, but you can twist it to make sense. So you work in finance, you have experience working with computers, you have experience working with clients, customer service, making people feel comfortable, things like that. You can twist it so that it works in the veterinary aspect, if that makes sense. Say you want to work with children, but you have experience in a vet clinic, then you can twist it, you know, same thing, have experience working with people, have experience being a caregiver, things like that. You want it to, even if it's not relevant, you want it to sound relevant, because in reality it is. There is truth behind it. You did learn these skills and you can apply them to whatever program you are applying to. So if you can get some kind of volunteer experience, internship experience, work experience, you need something under your belt that shows that you can succeed in other aspects. Number 8 is prep for the review. I would look up review questions. I can link a couple good ones down below, like websites for you guys to check out, but I would literally copy and paste 20 interview questions and type out your answer, not so that you can read it when they ask you questions, but just so that you already have started thinking about what they're gonna ask you and how you're gonna answer them. One super important thing I think to do for an interview is express how interested you are in their program specifically. So you need to have looked up their program, you need to know how the program is taught, maybe know a few faculty members, things like that, so that when they ask you, you know, what do you think you can contribute to this program, or why do you want to be in this program, you can say, I love Cincinnati University's program because you guys do this, this, and this. I think that will work great with my learning style. I'm so excited about this faculty member specifically in their research, yada, yada, yada. You will stand out in their mind because they'll be like, how does she know that? Like, wow, she really must love our program. Everyone likes to feel special, including admissions officers. Number 9 is be confident, not cocky. So you don't want to come off rude at all, obviously, but you do want to come off confident. You're already coming in with a disadvantage, as I've said. So you want to come in like, hey, I know this is a thing, but I have all this work experience. I know I'm going to dedicate all my energy to this program. I'm going to succeed. Because what they're looking for when you have a low GPA is they're looking to make sure that you can pass in a master's level program or PhD or whatever it is. You have to have at least, I think, above a 3.0 to graduate with a master's degree, for example, at my school. So they're looking to see like, hey, you couldn't do it in undergrad. Why can you do it in master's? So you want to say, you want to come across confident, like, listen, this is in the past. I'm here to grind. I'm here to do it. So be confident, don't be cocky. And my number 10 tip for you guys is be gracious. This kind of goes along with being confident. You want to be, you know, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to look at my application. You want to come off very sincere, very gracious. After you have an interview or a few weeks after you've sent your application, send a thank you email, send a thank you card, something like that. I think emails these days are fine, you know, just thanking them. Thank you for taking the time to look at my application. I'm so excited about your program. You know, thank you again for considering me, because you want to come across very gracious and kind, not like you think you're better than them. Okay guys, so those are my 10 tips on how to get into grad school with a low GPA. It worked for me. It worked for so many people on the internet. I think it will work for you. So let me know if you have any questions. I would love to answer them. Let me know what you guys are applying for. If you are applying to grad school, please subscribe. It helps out my channel so much, and leave me a like on this video. I love you guys all very much, and I will see you so soon in my next one. Bye guys.